Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. Let's get right to the show I have for you guys today. Here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. It is currently 1:14 p.m. Eastern Time here in New Jersey. It's currently Friday, October 18th, I should say. We are going to be going over a couple things I have for you guys today. But again, guys, this is Season 5, Episode number 17, powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. Let's get right into it. Our first segment is going to be going over college football and the top 25 matchups that we have tomorrow. On top of that, we're going to be going over NFL Sunday games and my picks for those games. And if we have time at the end of the show, we'll get into some sports stories, 3 big ones that I might have to go over. But before I tell you, let's wait to see if I can even get to those. But there are some significant stuff. We're going to stick with the NFL and we're going to stick with the NBA. All right, let's get right to it. So first up, guys, college football. Let's present my screen, and let's get right into it. College football top 25. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So Saturday, October 19th, coming up, we have number 1, Texas, taking on number 5, Georgia. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, what freaking matchup. We had number 2 against number 3, Ohio State versus Oregon. Yet last weekend, it was a 32-31. 2 weekends later, before that, we had Alabama taking on Georgia. What a battle that was. And now we got another top 5 matchup between number 1 Texas, number 5 Georgia at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. I'm going to actually take number 1 Texas with the win. I just think they're overall better team. I don't think Georgia is that good, as dominant as they were in the previous years. So I'm taking number 1 Texas with the win. Then number 6 Miami, Florida, taking on unranked Louisville at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. I'm taking Miami with the win. Then another top 12 matchup. We have number 7 Alabama taking on number 11 Tennessee at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. What another great matchup. But I'm sticking with the Crimson Tide. I think they're the overall better team. I think it was a fluke that Vanderbilt beat them a couple weeks ago. Tennessee, I think they're good, but I don't think they're good enough. They're gonna give Alabama a run for their money, but I don't think they're good enough to beat Alabama. So I'm taking Alabama with the win at number 11 Tennessee. Then you have number 8 LSU taking on unranked Arkansas at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. I'm taking LSU with the win. At number 9, Iowa State taking on unranked UCF, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. I'm taking number 9, Iowa State with the win. Then you have number 10, Clemson taking on unranked Virginia at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on ACC Network. I'm taking Clemson with the win. Then we move to number 12, Notre Dame taking on unranked Georgia Tech at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. I'm taking Notre Dame to really assert their dominance against Georgia Tech. I think Notre Dame gets the win. Then number 14, Texas A&M taking on unranked Mississippi State, 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time on the SEC Network. I'm taking Texas A&M with the win. Number 16, Indiana taking on unranked Nebraska, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. I'm taking number 16, Indiana with the win as well. Then you have number 17, Kansas State taking on unranked West Virginia at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. I'm going to take Kansas State with the win. Number 19, Missouri, taking on unranked Auburn at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. Missouri should win this game. They drop this game, man, Missouri really the ultimate fumble of the bag. Number 21, SMU, taking on unranked Stanford at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on SEC Network. ACC Network, I should say. I'm taking SMU with the win. Then you have number 22, Illinois, taking on number 24, Michigan, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS. I'm actually going to take number 24, Michigan, because it's in Michigan. I got Michigan winning this game. So let's go Michigan. Even though I'm a Ohio State fan, I'm taking Michigan. Number 23, Army versus unranked East Carolina, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. I'm taking Army with the win. And number 25, Navy versus Charlotte, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Network. I'm taking Navy with the win as well. So those are my picks, guys. Again, we're taking Texas, we're taking Miami, we're taking Alabama, we're taking LSU, we're taking Iowa State, we're taking Clemson, we're taking Notre Dame, we're taking Texas A&M, we're taking Indiana, we're taking Kansas State, we're taking Missouri, we're taking SMU, we're taking Michigan, we're taking Army, and we're taking Navy. So let's get right into it. We have those rankings. Again, guys, before we go to our next segment, I'm just going to go over the top 25 rankings as you see such. Number 1, Texas, 6-0. Number 2, Oregon, 6-0. Number 3, Penn State, 6-0. Number 4, Ohio State, 5-1. Number 5, Georgia, 5-1. Number 6, Miami, Florida, 6-0. Number 7, Alabama, 5-1. Number 8, LSU, 5-1. Number 9, Iowa State, 6-0. Number 10, Clemson, 5-1. Number 11, Tennessee, 5-1. Number 12, Notre Dame, 5-1. Number 13, BYU is 6-0. Number 14, Texas A&M is 5-1. Number 15, Boise State is 5-1. Number 16, Indiana is 6-0. Number 17, Kansas State is 5-1. Number 18, Ole Miss is 5-2. Number 19, Missouri is 5-1. Number 20, Pittsburgh is 6-0. Number 21, SMU is 5-1. Number 22, Illinois is 5-1. Number 23, Army is 6-0. Number 24, Michigan is 4-2. Number 25, Navy is 5-0. So, guys, those are the top 25 rankings and their records. Those are also all my picks for tonight's games on Friday, October 18th. We have number 2, Oregon at Purdue at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. I'm going to take Oregon with the win. They should dominate Purdue. At number 13, BYU taking on Oklahoma State, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. I'm taking number 13, BYU with the win. So those guys are all my picks. Check them out. I haven't started you guys wrong with the college football picks. I'm really haven't had a worse outing than 4 games wrong in each of the weeks. So you guys should definitely tune in and check out my bets and the overall picks on each of these games because I'm starting you guys right. So don't forget to check it out. All right, guys. We're going to be moving on to our second segment here on the Fire Sports Pod. We are about to be hit 7 minutes on the show. So let's get right into it. We're going to take a quick short break, and I'll be right back with you with another segment. Peace out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our second segment on today's show, and that will be our NFL games that's happening this coming Sunday, and as well as Monday, because Monday Night Football, we have a doubleheader. So let's get right into it. So, guys, I'm going to share my screen, and let's get right into it. But while I'm sharing my screen, guys, what a matchup it was last night. I mean, it was a bad matchup from beginning. Both teams suck, but who would have thought? I thought the Broncos would win, but I didn't think the Broncos were going to dominate. They dominated. Spencer Rattler didn't have a bad game. I mean, he didn't throw any picks. I don't really know if he fumbled the ball, but I do know the Broncos dominated them 33-10. But off of that game at 9:30 p.m. a.m. Eastern time, in London, we have the Patriots taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm taking the Jaguars getting their second win, I believe, of the season. So I'm going to take Jacksonville with the win. Then you have Lions versus Vikings. At Vikings, 2 division rivals. Both have a crazy good records. Vikings and the Chiefs are the only two teams that are still have no losses on the season. I'm going to go with I got the Lions, man. I think the Lions are the best team overall in even the NFL. I think just defensively and offensively, especially in the NFC. I think the Vikings are not as good as people think they are. I mean, they've had some questionable wins. A lot of teams, even the San Francisco 49ers, they weren't healthy that game. So I'm taking the Lions to upset the Vikings to put their first loss of the season. Got the Lions winning this at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. What a great game. Titans-Bills. This is going to be a shitbag game. The Bills acquired Amari Cooper. I don't know. I believe he's playing in this game. So look for Josh Allen to get him involved very early at 1 p.m. Eastern time, taking the Bills to dominate the Titans. Dolphins against the Colts in Indianapolis. Dolphins still have Tyler Huntley, don't have a really good quarterback. Colts, even with Joe Flacco, still be good. I'm taking the Colts winning at home. This is at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Seahawks taking on the Falcons at 1 p.m. Eastern time. This is the Battle of the Birds, Seahawks versus Falcons. I don't know. This is a tricky one. Seahawks can put up points, but Falcons are on a pretty good roll. I'm taking the Falcons at home. I like the Falcons. I like the way their Kirk Cousins is leading this team. I'm taking the Falcons with the win. Texans against the Packers in Green Bay. What a game. What a game. I'm taking the Texans to upset Green Bay in Lambeau. Let's go Texans. Still without their guy, Nico Collins, still without an injury, but still got Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, and Stephon Diggs with Joe Mixon in the backfield. I think the Texans take the win. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a high-scoring game, but Texas win. Bengals against the Browns in Cleveland, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm taking the Bengals. Joe Burrow answers back with another strong win. I think he pulls out another top 300-plus yard game. I think Jamar Chase has a hell of a game. The Browns are just not a good team, man. Their defensive is good enough to keep them in the game, but their offense is just trash. So I'm going to take the Bengals with the win at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. Then you have the Eagles taking on the Giants at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Division rivals in MetLife. I'm taking the Eagles with the win. If I'm a bettor, I'm taking the Eagles. If I'm a biased fan, I want to tie because I hate the Eagles and I hate the Giants. But then the Giants are going to be talking all that shit. They beat the Eagles, so I'd rather the Eagles just win. They're the better team anyways. They should win. Saquon Barkley's first game back in MetLife. So look for him to have a big monster game. Raiders against the Rams in Los Angeles, 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. The Raiders are starting O'Connell, I believe, in this game. So I believe I'm going to take the Rams and Matthew Stafford. Even though they're rigged with injuries, I think they're still the overall better team. And the Raiders just lost Devontae Adams. So I'm going to take the Rams with the win. This at 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys, give me a second. I just got to scroll down so we can see our rest of the games. All right. Oh, wow, guys. I just got news and word that Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson with an oblique injury will start Sunday against the Dolphins following a 2-game absence. So Joe Flacco is no longer the starter. It's going to be Anthony Richardson. So then at 100%, I'm taking the Colts with the win. Now, we have Panthers against Commanders at 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. This is in Washington. Panthers just suck. They'll put up some points. Andy Dalton's not bad at the quarterback position. They're just overall not a good team. Commanders have Jaden Daniels. They're really going to, hey, if the Panthers get the win over the Commanders, I'll be fine with getting this game wrong. But I do truly believe Jaden Daniels is going to play around with that defense. He's going to pick that defense apart like it's Swiss cheese. It's ridiculous on how well he's going to play. I believe that just off of just who the Panthers are. They just suck. Chiefs and 49ers. This is a Super Bowl rematch. They will not have Christian McCaffrey, sadly, so everyone won't be healthy. The Chiefs are not healthy at all. Hollywood Brown and freaking Rashid Rice is out. Pacheco's out, so they're not going to be healthy either. This is not going to be a Super Bowl rematch, but I'm taking the Chiefs. I don't like the 49ers. I don't think they're strong on offense. I think the Chiefs are still the better team. I'm taking the Chiefs to win this game in Santa Clara at the 49ers. I got Chiefs winning this at 4:25 p.m. Eastern time. This will be the game of the week. Then on a Sunday night, you have the Jets coming off a disappointing loss to the Bills on Monday night, which they should have won. They had plenty of chances, but they just they just reunited the best duo we've seen in a very long time between Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers. And it looks like he will play against the Steelers. Look for Davante to get early targets right off the bat. I think the first play of the game is going to Davante. Wouldn't be surprised. This is in Pittsburgh. I'm taking the Jets. Russell Wilson will start this game, but I'm taking the Jets and Aaron Rodgers to go into Pittsburgh and get the win. This at Sunday Night Football. Let's go Jets. 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 Ravens against the Buccaneers on Monday Night Football at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. This is going to be one hell of a game. First time back in Tampa since Hurricane Milton, so we'll see if they're actually able to play and everything's good to go. But I believe no news has said that they're playing elsewhere, so I believe it's going to be in Tampa. Nonetheless, Ravens come in there and get the win. The Bucs defense is just not good enough to stop Derrick Henry. I think there's a run heavy, big time, and I think the Ravens run away with this late. I think they win by at least 14 points. I think the Bucs put up a good fight between 3 quarters. Mike Evans has a big game, bounce back game. But I think Baker Mayfield makes 1 or 2 mistakes late in the game, and then the Ravens capitalize on that. Ravens win. And then on Monday Night Football at 9 p.m. Eastern time, you have the Chargers and Cardinals. Again, guys, we have a doubleheader on Monday Night Football. Chargers at Arizona. Chargers won a pretty fairly decent game against the Broncos the following week. Cardinals got absolutely obliterated. I don't know, man. My gut is saying to go with the Cardinals with a bounce back win, but I'm not so sure. But I'm going to roll with it. I'm going with my gut. I got the Cardinals winning this game in Arizona. Let's go Cardinals. Again, Marvin Harrison did have a concussion, so I'm sticking with it. I'm going with the Cardinals. Sticking with the Cardinals. Kyle Murray, sticking with the Cardinals. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much that for my second segment on today's show here on the Fire Sports Pod. We are actually have a good enough time. We're about 15 minutes right on the clock for this episode. We're going to be moving on to some sports stories. I'm going to let you guys know what those stories are going to be in just a second. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to go right into those. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Peace. All right, guys, we are back on the show like I never left. We're going into some sports stories. So, guys, this news came out yesterday as the Los Angeles Clippers have announced that Kawhi Leonard's injury will sideline him indefinitely to rehabilitate his knee. He still has swelling on his knee. This guy, man, he's such a great talent. He just can't stay healthy. And it just sucks. So in general, guys, we would be like, all right, well, he'll be back soon. We don't know, man, because he goes in and out of the lineup so much that we don't really know if he's actually going to play. So the Los Angeles Clippers star Kawhi Leonard will miss the beginning of the regular season and is out indefinitely. ESPN's Sham Shiranani and Omi Yugomuski reported Thursday Leonard will reportedly continue to rehabilitate the program as he deals with inflammation in his right knee. Asked about Leonard's status at practice Wednesday, Clippers assistant coach Brian Shaw said that that's not a question for me via Clutch Sports' Tamer Osarlo. Shaw continued, we're out here. He has not been a part of what we've been doing on a daily basis. I know the kind of company line has been that we're going to be patient with him. So he's doing everything that he can to rehab it and strengthen the knee on his own. With our medical staff, we're just dealing with the guys that we have. So it looks like Kawhi Leonard's really not on top of the page because he's just been dealing with the same injury. This is what took him out of the Olympics. And this is why they said, all right, let's bring him back and let's let him rest and let's not him have extra shit on him. Which made sense at the time, but now he's going to be out again. Earlier this week, Clippers coach Tyronn Lue told reporters that Leonard wouldn't play in Thursday's preseason finale via the Los Angeles Angels time Roderick Turner. Lue said that he was not sure if Leonard would be available when the regular season starts. Lue told reporters that the plan for Leonard is to continue to keep rehabbing, keep getting better, and keep checking the boxes. So in all, this might not be the best idea, but just to know that we will have Leonard, hopefully, midway through the season, if not earlier. It just sucks because he's a great talent. He just can't stay healthy and can't stay on the court. And this is just what happens in the NBA. This is what just happens in sports. We just gotta let things happen and let things continue. And if it is what it is. But again, guys, I just can't stand it with Kawhi Leonard and how he keeps being out and he keeps getting injured and whatever. So something's not clicking. There's a disconnect with the injury. There's a disconnect with the trainers. There's something because this to me just doesn't make any sense. So that's our first story that we had to get to. Our second story, guys, just give me a quick second to get this up. Our second story would be we're going to stay with the NBA. Lakers rookie Dalton Knecht explodes for 35 points, including 18 straight in overtime. So we're talking about a preseason game, guys. This is not a regular season. It's not a playoff thing. But still, as a rookie, to do this is pretty absurd. And just in general, you have to be a really good athlete and a very good player to be able to do what he did last night. The Lakers forward Dalton Knecht, who was the 17th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, ladies and gentlemen, the Lakers got the steal of the draft, hands down. Hands freaking down. He entered Thursday's game against the Phoenix Suns shooting 10 for 37, 27% from three-point range in the preseason. This was mildly disappointing given that he shot over almost 40% from deep at Tennessee, where he played in college last season. And his coach, J.J. Redick himself, one of the best shooters in history of the sport, had said that Knecht is in the 1% as a shooter in the interview on the Lower Post last month. In Phoenix, Knecht went off from three-point range. From everywhere else, he scored 35 points total, including 18 straight in 5.5-minute stretch that began late in the fourth quarter, leading the Lakers to a 128-122 overtime win against the Phoenix Suns. He shot 10 for 18 from the field, 8 for 13 from downtown. He made a deep three over Bol to tie the game and send it to overtime at the end of regulation. He made an off-balance end of the shot clock corner three out of the baseline out of bounds play in overtime with a minute left in extra frame. He blocked a shot on the end and converted an and one on the other. Knecht scored Los Angeles' first 13 points of overtime and then insisted on its final basket. So basically, without Knecht, we one weren't going to win the game. We two would have never done anything in overtime. This guy single-handedly won us the game. It was an incredible performance. Reddick told reporters via the Los Angeles Times. Don Wolke, Reggie Miller, and I were talking about it before the game, and he was like, it's high praise to say he's in the 1% of shooters, and I'm like, nah, he's in the 1% of shooters. The thing about him is just mentality. It's been very obvious in pickup before the season, in training camp, thus far in the games. He's got no fear. He's not afraid of the moment. That was what they show he put on. But he also almost dunked on Nurkic, too, in the game. A rookie comes up in preseason and almost dunks on Nurkic. And Nurkic is not no small guy, but Knecht is not no small guy. He's up, I believe, 6'10", 6'11", with a wingspan over like 7 feet or something like that. It's ridiculous. It's remarkable. But again, guys, that just shows you that, like, we got a good enough team to compete this year. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. Trust the process, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me when I tell you we have a good enough roster to compete. I went over the rosters on Wednesday. We have a good enough. This just shows we don't have to have. Anthony Davis had 35, and we still weren't in the game. We still needed that type of moment from Dalton Knecht. But the fact that we have that type of guy that can, you could say, we need a bucket, go get me one. Instead of it being LeBron, AD, D'Lo, Austin Reeves, it now can be Dalton Knecht. That's what was big, and that was why I keep saying it was the steal of the draft. And ladies and gentlemen, you're going to realize that you should have never let Dalton Knecht get to Los Angeles, because he's going to turn into one of the best players in the NBA. Mark my words, in a couple years, he's going to be one of the best players in the NBA. Just mark my words. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to be right in the next 4 to 5, 6 years. He's going to be one of the best players in the NBA, or considered one of the best players in the NBA. Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. Just mark my words. All right, our last and final segment, ladies and gentlemen. We got to go to the NFL. And there has been rumors of an NFL 2024 NFL trade deadline. Why Saints should deal Alvin Kamara plus potential landing spots for the veteran running back. So, guys, you guys know who I'm going to say. Where he should come. We got enough money. We do. Come to Dallas, baby. Alvin Kamara, come to Dallas. But Jerry Jones and his retarded ass, he's not going to do it. I know he's not, because that's just not in his cards. He wants to stick with the same people and not change a damn thing. And that's just not how you do. That's not how you win football games. That's not how you make it to Super Bowl. But NFL teams have wasted no time moving big names ahead of this year's season trade deadline. With Devontae Adams and Amari Cooper both finding new homes in recent days, now the New Orleans Saints should waste no time in shopping one of their most accomplished players, star running back Alvin Kamara. They got absolutely smoked, starting 2-0. I told you guys the Saints were not for real. I told you, no matter, they smoked the Panthers, they smoked my Cowboys, and then they just lost 4 straight. I've told you guys this team was not for real. Told you. And Alvin Kamara is just wasting away at a shitbag team and a shitty owned and ran team. Thursday always had a chance to be ugly for New Orleans, with several battered lineup pitted against old friend Sean Payton's defensively sound Denver Broncos, and it was. The Saints lost 33-10. What the Saints' hopeless showing suggested, however, is that the things may not only get worse. Quarterback Derek Carr is still eyeing alongside countless others. Rookie Spencer Rattler has no cohesive supporting cast on which to lean on. And Kamara, once a standard setter for dual threat playmakers and a surprisingly central piece of the club's now forgotten surge to the start of the 2024 season, has no role in the midst of the chaos. So if he has no role, get him the hell out of there. The 5-time Pro Bowler only hit half a dozen carries in the fourth quarter of Thursday's blowout. Kamara caught him visibly frustrated with the Saints sideline early in the game, and he's now averaged fewer than 3.5 yards per carry in 4 of his last 5 matchups. Gasping for air behind a beleaguered front, if that weren't enough, the Saints kept him on the field deep into the fourth quarter against Denver, trailing 23 points, as rehabbing starters like Carr, Taysom Hill, etc. watched comfortably from the side. When operating a full speed in a healthy lineup, Kamara remains capable of splash plays, but if ever the Saints were going to buck their own stubborn trend, confront reality, and embrace rather than resist a long-term rebuild, they'll set sell that home run talent to the rest of the NFL. The return would necessarily be rich for the 29-year-old running back with an injury history and a lofty 2025 price tag. Kamara is due to a whopping $29 million in the final year of a contract extension he signed back in 2020. Yeah, that's a lot for a guy that gets injured all the time. It'd be something, though, in the acquiring team that could easily view it as a half-season rental, considering Kamara can be released in the offseason to save anywhere from $18 to $25 million in 2025, which clubs might be suitors should the Saints actually field or solicit offers. Here are the three possibilities. I told you, number one on the list, ladies and gentlemen. Number one on the freaking list, the Dallas freaking Cowboys. Why? We don't have a fucking running back. We don't. We picked up Dalvin Cook, and he still hasn't seen the freaking field. Rico Dowd's okay. He's a backup running back. Let's be honest. Zeke is slow as shit. He needs to retire. He sucks. Everybody else, you can't use it. You can't. Dallas is the one slot. Kamara might have to redo his deal to facilitate this, considering Cowboys owner Jerry Jones' unwillingness to pay a premium for, say, Derrick Henry in the offseason. Dallas sorely lacks a punch in the ground game, though, and Dak Prescott could use more formidable group of secondary pass targets. After CeeDee Lamb, Kamara would certainly be getting a glistener spotlight here. And we use guys out of the backfield. Rico Dowdle caught a touchdown against the Steelers. I haven't seen a long time where we threw a ball 20 yards deep to a running back. Second one, Denver Broncos, Sean Payton. He was there. That makes sense. I would take that in a heartbeat. Kansas City. Bro, they need him too. Him and Kareem Hunt pairing together, that would be dangerous. Everyone talking about potential wide receiver trade for the reigning Super Bowl champs. But what about a blockbuster reinforcement for a running back field with Isaiah Pacheco hurt? Kareem Hunt has fared well in the relief, but he can stay healthy down the stretch. Andy Reid would almost surely prefer a higher suitable alternate, and Kamara would give him another do-it-all weapon for Patrick Mahomes. Imagine Patrick Mahomes and Alvin Kamara. That would be absurd. Sean Payton with his boy Alvin Kamara back with Bo Nix as a rookie, that works perfect. And then the best position would be Dallas, because Dallas needs a running back. Dak needs somebody to give the rock to, is quick, is movable, can get the ball on a screen pass, can run up the damn field, can use him as a wide receiver. It would be a perfect match. All three of these teams make sense. I love it, and I agree with it. I hope these trades come about. I think the Saints would be stupid to just let a great player like that just rot in a shitty-ass organization. So Saints, fucking trade Alvin Kamara. Trade him, move him to Dallas. Jerry Jones, get your head out of your ass and start changing things around so we can get another weapon for Dak, and let's get moving. But if he goes anywhere else, it's either going to be Dallas, it's going to be either Denver, or it's going to be either Kansas City. I don't see anywhere else. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. And that's pretty much it for this week's episodes. I'll see you guys on Recap Monday. Will be Season 5, Episode number 18 on the Fire Sports Pod. Again, guys, I'm powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. This is Season 5, Episode number 17. I'll catch you guys on Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy football this weekend. And let's go Yankees. Peace out, guys.